President Trump orders National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon, after months of Antifa and left-wing protesters interfering with, threatening, and even attacking federal agents just trying to do their job. Democratic leaders spent all weekend saying all is well in Portland.
They are not needed in the city. They are not needed here. Oregon has not requested any federal assistance, and nor do we need it.
This is an American city. We do not need any intervention. The president will not find lawlessness or violence here. If President Trump came to Portland today, what he would find is people riding their bikes, playing sports, enjoying the sunshine, buying groceries or produce from a farmer's market, as the governor had noted.
And we're here as a delegation to say we do not need and we do not want federal troops here in Oregon. It's a thriving, wonderful community.
And not one time has any Oregonian ever said, you know, we need to fix up Portland. We need to send troops. We need the president to help us. No, they've told me every single time, we got this. Mm-hmm. If you look online, you'll see that life is pretty bucolic in Portland.
Is it bucolic for the ICE agents? I think not. Here are the facts of what's happening outside the Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Portland. Since June, there are usually dozens of protesters in front of the facility every night, at least. It's been boarded up with plywood since June after protesters tried to enter it. The Department of Justice says 26 protesters have been charged with federal offenses committed outside the building, including assault, arson, possession of a destructive device, and destroying federal property. Just arson. But in Portland, Oregon, that's bucolic. The building has been vandalized with anti-ICE graffiti and threats, including pigs, F ICE, shoot ICE pigs, and Nazis. But that's just a day ending in Y for Democrats. Protesters have threatened to dox agents, including making threats like, "We're coming for you." Watch.
We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you. We're coming for you.
Now he covers up. Bye-bye, buddy. Bye-bye. Time for bed. Time for bed.
Can we post ICE's fucking faces for the website? I got your face for that site. Thank you. Pick up a book and you'd understand that you're fucked.
Okay, so these psychos are wearing gas masks. And you could argue slightly insensitive to the fact that ICE officers have been attacked, shot at, doxxed, and genuinely put in fear for their safety since they were given the assignment by the duly elected president to deport the worst first, meaning illegal immigrants who are in this country who have committed additional crimes. That's what they're standing up for. They would prefer these people stay here. Take it up with Joe Biden. He's the one who let them in. President Trump is trying to restore order. I'm sorry, but these people need to get out. If they would just get out, pursuant to the president's order, we wouldn't have to go round them up with Tom Homan and the ICE agents who are literally just doing their job. And who has time to stand out front of the ICE facility all day? What kind of losers are these? Like doing little rhymes with their stupid little masks and their gas masks, trying to act like bad guys. I mean, if one of these actual ICE agents ever got in a face-to-face confrontation in civilian life with any one of these people, they would run. You know, these are, I don't use the P word, but you know there are a bunch of P words. I'm sorry, but it's obvious. In August, the protesters rolled out a guillotine in front of the facility. I mean, that's just so perfect. Like, let's go sophisticated in our violence threats. I just feel like in the south side of Chicago, they've never rolled out a guillotine. Like, they have semi-automatic pistols. That really kind of gets the job done. A guillotine off of their heads with music that said, "We got the guillotine. You better run." What is that? It's like this sophisticated way of threatening somebody. Like, what's next? Like, I don't know, like the Klaus von Bülow way. Like, we're going to bring insulin needles and stick them in you when you run away from us. Like, how do rich people kill each other? What are they trying to say? This is video from the post-millennial news outlet, which has had reporters on scene all summer. Watch. There's their guillotine. It's just a matter of time before one of them loses a finger and then the guillotine goes away. ICE agents telling reporters for the Post-Millennial when they leave the facility, they have to speed out of it so these lunatics do not destroy the SUVs or follow them. They also told the outlet that agents who are minorities take the most verbal abuse from the protesters. We've seen some of that. We saw one video where one black man was taking a beating just this weekend. And the protesters seem to be preparing for the federal troops to arrive, the National Guard, some 200 of them again. This flyer's popping up around Portland. It reads, "The government is abducting your neighbors. Are you going to let them?" With a masked Antifa type holding a crowbar on the front of it. Nice. Very nice. And what about Portland police? Are they helpful? Well, here's video from the Post-Millennial showing protesters basically defeating the local police, pushing them back. I'm sorry, no offense to these police officers, but what? They back up. There's like 7 of them. Then they get on their little bikes and they ride away as like a couple dozen scores, I can't tell exactly how many, of these protesters chant in their faces.
Power to the people!
It wasn't until we saw them backed up by federal troops and wearing riot gear that they actually were able to stand up to these protesters. This has been a lawless city for the better part of 5 years, and we finally have a president who's willing to do something about it. Joining me now to discuss it is Michael Shellenberger. He's the founder of the Public News Substack, well worth your time. He once wrote a book called San Francisco. He came on the show to promote it when he wrote it, Sicko, about how progressives ruin cities like Portland. He's also one of the key reporters we turn to regarding the Russiagate hoax that was perpetrated on Donald Trump and his aides, his top trusted aides, by Democrats. And he's got thoughts on the indictment against James Comey today, too. Michael, welcome back. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Megan, and happy 5th birthday.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
It's wonderful.
All right. So I can't believe it. Like, we went by in a flash. And I remember you were one of our first guests. We first had you via audio before we had video. And we were talking about your TED Talk on the environment and how you had gone from being this Greenpeace activist working for Solyndra to somebody who realized, wait, these people don't care about the environment at all. At all. It was fascinating. That's when we first fell in love with Michael Shellenberger. Okay, so now we're looking at what's happening in ICE. You had your finger on the pulse long ago. And it's amazing to me as we watch the Portland authorities, as we saw, in Chicago and elsewhere, these local officials say, we don't want your help. They would literally rather have the rioters out there in gas masks threatening and assaulting ICE officers.
Yeah, look, I think that what the president is trying to do is to send a strong message that he wants to see state and local governments enforce the law. That's not something that they've been doing on a whole range of issues. Obviously, really different problem in terms of like homicide in somewhere like Washington, D.C. This is a problem. just demographically, this is a problem of overwhelmingly young black men, in Washington, D.C. I think I looked at the homicide rates and it was over 95% African Americans. You look at somewhere like Oregon and Portland, you have a problem of massive disorder as a result of allowing large open-air drug dealing, drug scenes, what they euphemistically call homeless encampments, but there's nothing particularly campy about it. These are extremely violent places of sexual assault and drug overdose and, terrible levels of deaths. It's 1,400 per year. I just checked in Oregon. That's much higher than it was in 2020. So in that sense, the problem has gotten much worse. I guess the question for the Trump administration is, where is this all headed? I think there's been some sense in which they thought that these raids would result in a lot of self-deportation. I don't think that's happening. I think that in terms of having police on the streets, I'm 100% in favor. I think that the police levels need to be much closer to Europe's, which are like 50 to 100% higher than ours, which most people don't realize. You need a lot of police on the streets. I'd love to see the Trump administration have a very affirmative, anti-crime, mental illness legislation to address the tragedy of, for example, the man that killed the Ukrainian refugee in North Carolina. Irene Zarutska. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. That tragedy, of course, occurred a couple of weeks before the Charlie Kirk assassination. So I think a lot of people but that is the main event. You have to be able to commit mentally ill people, like that man who was identified as schizophrenic 12 or 14 years ago, and then he went on and had 14 additional arrests and prosecutions, and he was on the streets without any mandates that he take his meds or check in or even be in some sort of halfway house, which might have been necessary for him. I would love to see the Trump administration embrace something positive and affirmative like that. I think that a lot of this stuff, I appreciate what he's trying to do to emphasize law and order, which I think these cities obviously need, but I think they need specific things. And right now, I don't think the show of force is going to be quite enough.
Well, it's going to turn into a political issue, of course, which I think is what Democrats want. But they're accusing Trump of wanting that. I think Trump genuinely is looking to protect the ICE agents whose mission he genuinely values, and he wants them to be able to do it in peace. I mean, so you tell me why? Like, why are these Democrats saying no to additional help? Is it because they don't want to give Trump the win? Is it because they just they're adverse to law enforcement no matter the circumstance? Or is it because they actually think some sort of a clash on the street will be helpful to them in undermining Trump?
I mean, that latter political question is really interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think that support did go up for the LA mayor when she had the confrontation with the president, and also the governor of California on her side in the confrontation with President Trump. I think that was good for them, good for their liberal base in California. I suspect it would be very similar with the governor of Oregon and the mayor. It was interesting, of course, the mayor of Washington, D.C. said she wanted the help. I thought that was one of the under-remarked upon twists of this sort of thing, is that they do need more police on the street for sure.
When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit right now. Just text MK to the number 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into one in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate and free metals of up to $10,000. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text MK to 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.